Good morning, this is Florida Plant Mama coming to you from Zone 10A, Central Florida. The garden needs maintenance today, so I'm going to be doing a bunch of jobs around the yard. First off, I need to trim this Dumbea plant. She's already flowered and she's gotten a little bit leggy. So I'm going to trim so she grows more stems at the base of the plant instead of this tall, kind of leggy thing. I really want her to be bushy, so this is the time for pruning. I've already cleaned my shears. Time to cut. I'm finding a node and I'm going just above that node on a 35 to 45 degree angle. And actually, I may use this as a cutting. I love to try and propagate plants. Propagation of new plants is the most affordable way to get your garden growing. Here we go again. Another quite tall limb. That's a node. I think I want to go a little bit lower. We've got branches coming down way at the bottom, so I'm going to go down there. Let's make sure you can see what I'm doing. So here she is. I'm going to find a node, an outward going node, and I'm just going to cut. Just like that. Time to move on to the next trimming. First, let's clean these shears. This June plum has lost her fruit. On this side, we still have some fruit ripening on this branch, but this branch is completely naked, so I'm going to cut it back. I figure out where I want her to go, and I actually want her to go quite low, so I'm going to take down the tie that's holding her upright, and we will replace it. So you can see she's quite flimsy without that tie. Now you can see her a little bit better. So she's quite tall, and she's got a dead branch here. So I'm going to cut way down here and hope that this tree branches out. Hopefully I'm correct, and it will, but if not, it's still worth a try. I'm going to go way down here. There's a node here, and we're going to cut there and use this as a cutting. I'm also going to clean up this branch and this branch because they're kind of sticking around and not doing anything. We're going to go ahead and retie this branch so she's not flying around in the wind. Gotta clean between cutting to make sure if there's a disease that you're not spreading it from tree to tree or plant to plant. And I didn't clean this saw the last time I used it, so. And now we are inside the garden at my once beautiful Barbados cherry tree. Her bark is starting to come off in some areas. I think that may be too cold, or she may have contracted a little fungus. I'm going to treat this plant, but first I have to get rid of the dead stems. Maybe this branch has died off because it wasn't getting enough sun, but right now it's not doing very well, and I just need to clean this up and spray her with some fungicide after I trim off or trim down her branches. So we're going to start with this branch here. You see, as sad as it is, dead and unhealthy branches have to be removed to attempt to save your plant. It does pain me to do this, but it's the only way to combat disease. I've got to cut her way back, spray her up, and hope that she grows back healthy. I'm going to spray her with a little copper fungicide I hope that takes care of this sooty mold that I'm seeing on the stems. And she's got a few branches that are crossing and rubbing, which is my fault for not pruning her properly at the end of the season. Hopefully she will recover. Here, and let me show you the sooty mold that's growing on her. You see that? How it's black and discolored there? Something is taking advantage of her. Do I think this is what's causing her limb to die? No, because the leaves still look green. They can still photosynthesize, but she's definitely not a healthy tree right now. The girl looks awful. She looks absolutely awful. But it is spring. It is the growing season. So I'm going to get her right. We're going to try as hard as we can anyway to repair this Barbados cherry tree that I've had since the beginning of this garden. I'm now applying copper fungicide spray solution to this tree. I'm just doing the bark, hoping to eliminate whatever mold is growing on the trunk. Now that I've exhausted myself with that Barbados cherry tree, it's time to take down these sweet almonds. The canopy is way too high. I'm exhausted, so I got my handy dandy cutting machine. Makes it a lot easier. So I want the big branches up here. Oh, intact. And now let's just trim off the little leaves. There we go. My electronic hand tool ran out of power. Forgot to charge it. So it's back to the hand tool. Now it's time to cut back this hibiscus. She is flowering. And I really do love that for me. But I've got to cut her now, otherwise it may get away from me. Again, it's spring. She's actively growing. Hibiscuses grow back pretty well once the weather is nice, so she'll be back. Tool number 3, handy dandy Felcos. Yep, they'll do quite nicely. These are thinner branches, so it's much easier. Except for when the branch tries to whack me in the head. And now for this hibiscus that's kind of intertwined with the golden dewdrop. Got a flower right here. This is also getting just a little bit out of control. So we cut. It's better to do this now and take the hit. Have everything looking kind of naked and sparse and funny at early spring than it is to wait until the rainy season when everything gets droopy and heavy and branches start breaking and it's too wet to come out and cut anything. These bushes all grow very quickly, so they need a trimming. I want food forest in this garden, and it was given jungle, so we've got to fix that. We want backyard permaculture food forest garden. Say that 5 times. Some of the stuff that I cut will go back on the ground as chop and drop, but the larger pieces I have to put in the compost. Maybe I'll trim it up before putting it in there. Maybe I won't. Haven't turned that compost pile in quite some time, so it's a bit heavy, and I've just kind of given up on turning it. So I just kind of stack things on top, and when it decides to decompose, it decides to decompose, and I'll get compost. All right, so this is the aftermath. It is looking quite naked in here, but that's temporary. All this is going to grow back in no time. We've now opened up the space a bit to allow more sunlight in. And these plants will thrive much better. Taking a moment to appreciate the flowers. Now I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of my debris. It's part of the job that no one likes, but it needs to be done. There's always lots to do in the garden, and there's a lot more left to do today. However, Rome was not built in one day. So that being said, I'll leave you here. Have a beautiful and blessed day, as always. I hope you like, I hope you share, I hope you leave me a comment. Go ahead and subscribe to this channel if you like what you've seen so far. Thank you so much for watching. Bye now.